drink before I play. It's more watery. Not like milky.
Doesn't fire you up. Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, doesn't like make it.
Yeah, nah. I like it, eh? Oh, what the hell am I, Giorgio?
That's where. I think we're on. Lads.
Oh, yes. As well.
Checking? How's Jack going? You coaching?
Not Joalius.
15 seconds.
You coming to Northam, guys? Well, that's us.
Yes.
Welcome everyone to day 3, finals day of the third round of the Unsquashable Premier League. We're already a game in, and after a strong start by Jack Conder, Michael Shelton-Agar fought his way back and took the game. So just about to start game 2.
Did you see that one, Johnson? So in terms of that, if he was to hit Jack there, he'd hit the floor, right? So thoughts on the stroke call there? Is it more of just in case he gets up as he hits it?
The reality is, for safety, he can't play that ball. He doesn't know when he's about to hit the ball that Jack's actually below the tin line. He can't watch the ball in Jack's perfect position at the same time.
So what about a safety let?
No, it's definitely a stroke.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting a free go at the front ball.
Yeah, true.
That's a good point. Oh, shooting.
Shot Jack.
I've never really sort of thought of Jack as a big shot maker, but he loves that cross-court nick on the forehand.
Yeah, he does.
He's really developed it. He's developed those drops as well.
This tournament, eh?
Yeah, which we talked about earlier. It's quite good to see. He's varying his play, varying the pace. Nice touch there.
I didn't notice his drops until I played him over the first round of week 2.
Yeah.
When they like really came out, I was like, whoa. What are your thoughts on that one, Johnson?
I thought it was out, champ.
Yeah, I thought it might have just clipped the sidewall too.
But it's a hard one to
you can't see from
call
that.
From the viewing position.
Yeah, from the referee position there. I think Jack's really good when he steps up and is actually on the tee and volleying compared to when he has that deep tee position. Shot.
Yeah, that's the challenge for him, is just to play better quality shots when he's not dominating a rally, to create that opportunity.
Yeah.
And certainly, he's just trying to mature as a player, so he's working on all those things.
Shot. Great shot. It's definitely the best I've seen Michael play since that first week.
He looks very confident.
Yeah. His error rate's really low as well.
Oh, good call from the ref.
Like I said, we've got 2 fiery lads on court today, don't we? I think Jack needs to try and get his length back again. I think he's giving Michael too many opportunities in the middle of the court. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's just got to get Mike off the tee.
Yeah.
Mike loves to shoot, we just saw that then. We've seen Michael struggle when he's under pressure, and Jack's just feeding him too many
Loose
opportunities.
balls.
Yeah. Yeah, I found it really interesting in this, and I know I said this yesterday, but some of these matches are very, very competitive. There's no prize money on offer here. There's no ranking points. There's no squash levels or New Zealand grading list points on it. There's nothing on it, and yet they both really, really want to win.
Yeah.
And you can see it coming out.
Yeah.
Jack wants to win too much. That's why he's playing so poorly, I think. And Michael's definitely fired up. He's had a couple of losses and wants to get a bit of redemption.
Yeah.
So it's quite good to see from our point of view. Oh, good get. Got him.
The old reversey.
The old leisure centre boast. So 2-0 to Michael. Joel Arscott is coaching Jack at the moment. Got a bit of work to do.
Yeah, I think some wise words from Joel need to come out about now for Jack to come back here. But like we said, he likes the 5-setter, doesn't he?
He loves it, brother. Well, last time he was 2 up and he lost in 5 to Michael, so obviously needs a bit of reversal right now.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a bit of time, so just tell the listeners what was the shape of your day today. Not a hard day today, not a big training day because you got the big final.
Yeah.
What did you get up to?
I woke up this morning to a nice small takeaway small takeaway latte from Brown Street. So me and Joel drove there, got a caramel slice.
Oh, good on you, bro.
Was a bit naughty, but had to do it. Thought I deserved a treat after yesterday's semi-final. Then went out for lunch with my mum, and then I came back and I had I think it was about a 40-minute solo. While I was out for lunch, Joel had a solo.
Yep.
So yeah, gonna have quite a long warm-up though. Get my legs turning on the bike before I start my mobility session before my match. So probably about an hour warm-up.
Good.
Then the match, and that'll be my day.
So what were you trying to do in the solo this morning? Anything in particular, or just really trying to find the court? Or
Yeah, I like to be quite relaxed in my solos before my matches. I like to feel the court. Are the walls slippery today, aren't they? You know, how bouncy is it? What's the weather like outside?
Yep.
And I just like to feel my way through. It's never really hard, or I never really do one thing in particular. It is quite random, but I just like to feel the court, really, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Any interesting comments, Johnson, on the live stream that we can address?
Well, the word seems to be that squash might be starting up a bit earlier in Queensland.
Oh, okay.
Which is great news for All the squashes over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Bit of scoopage there.
Definitely. Thank you. Definite shovel there, son.
So now we're just waiting for this New Zealand-Aussie border to open.
Shot.
Right straight in there.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. A couple of PSAs still in the system for Australia in August, COFs, and then the Australian Open. And at the moment they're scheduled to go ahead. So we've got our fingers crossed that PSA allows that to happen.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, the bubble's there and the guys can get across and play them. I hope they do go ahead. Both clubs and both tournaments. Great bunch of people running the events, and it would be so good for their clubs and for the players to be able to get over there and be the first PSAs.
Yeah. Good rally there from Jack. It's a very good rally.
Yeah, much better intensity, much better hitting targets.
He looks back quite a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Before he hits a few of those balls when he has time. It's interesting. See if your top players do that every now and again.
Well, you're supposed to be able to see your opponent in the glass, so you just look at the glass.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone's used to that.
No. I don't think I do that enough, actually.
You have to practice it, bro. It's one of those things. You really do. But it's definitely an option.
Yeah.
Shooting.
Tough short rally there, movement-wise.
Yeah, the old short game works the joints pretty hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It hurts. Hurts on the glass court. This is an interesting turnaround.
Yeah, it is. Mike's dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously Jack's fired up. We saw yesterday against Lance, Jack won that third game, and he was able to hold his level throughout the whole game. And obviously that's what we're looking for here. He made a good start in the first game, but dropped off.
Yeah.
Can he hold his level all the way through this game?
Oh, that's a scandal of a shot. He just hit him to his legs.
Put that one on the highlights reel.
It's got to be.
Okay, we're going to 4. Yeah, so at this stage, from our point of view, with guys wanting to play PSA, at the moment, there's tremendous uncertainty about when the tour is going to restart. having been in contact with John Stilianu from Bega. Great lad, John. Hope you're listening. If you're not, I hope someone passes on the shout out. But he's super fired up to run the Aussie Open again from Bega. Second year they're going to run a 10k Aussie Open. Great little spot down there. Hospitality, unbelievable. Fantastic event. Encourage anyone that's in the area or wants to play to get out there and watch the squash down there and enjoy the hospitality. But he's fired up to run the event. And he said he's going to run a satellite alongside the 10k so that players that go to the event, if they lose first round, they get a second bite of the cherry with a PSA satellite, which is quite innovative. I know some other clubs have done that in the past, but it's great for young players struggling to get points, particularly at the moment.
Yeah.
I guess what we don't know is what the tour will it allow to count. How will it work? I guess we'll find that out soon enough once PSA sort of make a few decisions about how the tour is going to start up again. So, mate, you've not played overseas, have you, PSA?
No.
So that'll be a new experience.
That'll be a new experience. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, and then obviously Peter Saxby at Coffs Harbour run events there for Yonks and true diehard squash player, promoter. So looking forward to those events for sure.
Oh.
Oh, great shot. Good start from Michael. It's obviously freshened up and keen to get a lead in this one. Shooting. Oh, great shot. Good test of character now for Jack.
He's going to have to work quite hard here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Make sure the lead doesn't get too far for him to catch up. I think there's just a bit more intent on Michael's shots in this game, isn't there?
Yeah, the pace has gone up, but it's not helping Jack. Good get, nice lob. Good length from Michael. Jack's not doing a lot wrong here, but he's a little bit predictable, and Michael's just jumping onto everything. Shooting.
Well, first point on the board there.
Yeah, nice finish. 4 quick points and we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, we do.
Mike's starting to blow a bit, actually. That explains it for sure.
Good length.
I needed a volley there.
To volley that one.
Oh, that was a huge point. Massive rally.
It's not a patience shown by both players there. Oh, shot.
Bit of a shame for Jack. He played a good point there and just not accurate enough in that last shot. Got punished. That feeling when one of your best mates gives a stroke against you. It's not that way. Oh! Well played, lads. Nice finish. Michael gets that one. 3-1. And in about 5 minutes, we'll have Lance Beddoes and Glenn Templeton. If he was allowed to isolate somebody, then he'd go home, right? But because, or maybe he obviously, I know it. I'm just trying to pretend, just for this, yeah? But, yeah, that's true. And then of course he's going to want to train, and then you guys are going to play tournaments, he's going to want to play them, and then you won't be able to push him away, so he'll want to train until he can, you know. So he's going to mess him up for like that, he's going to be so cool. Yeah. It's a large format or something. Something like that? Yeah, yeah. Where's Hassie? Oh, Jack, I'll get Jack for it. Whoa! Sorry, bro.
No warning, Lance? No warning? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just in the warm-up phase here. Or maybe it was running before. Just in the warm-up phase here, Lance Beddoes against Glenn Templeton. I would guess that Glenn may never have played Lance, or if he has, he's never beaten him. So I would think that he'd be kind of fancy it today, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to fancy his little match-up today. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's different styles, today?
Yeah, I mean,
But
they'll both go for their shots, but
Yeah.
yeah, they are different styles, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call them both shot players.
So we've got Boss Baby, and what's Lance's nickname again?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah. We'll have to work on that, brother. I know there's a few. I'm not sure what the official nickname is, though.
What have you heard?
Yeah, brother. Save it for another day. So what's your prediction in this one, Mr. Chileshe?
I'm gonna say Glenn and 4.
Okay. And that's based on Lance, basically, first tournament back.
First tournament back, body will be quite sore, I think.
Yeah.
He had he's had a 5-setter first round and a 4-setter.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think Glenn's had a few weeks of this. He's been in this situation a few more times than Lance, obviously, so.
Yeah, I think Glenn's got better and better through the tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about it the other night when he played Elijah and he lost in 4, but I mean, Elijah's got better too, so they've both got better. Certainly he should be in much better physical shape.
Yeah.
I guess the challenge with Lance is he's always difficult to play, and he's not afraid of a bit of chat, so he'll get into the head of opponents.
Yeah.
And then it's really up to them whether they can hold their composure
Yeah. Yeah.
in the match. So I guess we'll see. I thought Leo did very well on Friday to do that. Actually.
So did I.
Yeah.
Because I thought when he was down 9-7 in the 5th, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was that.
Yeah. Well, even before then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I better get a referee. that about? Can you explain it to me, brother?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I have no idea. Well, we've had a suggestion that we should nickname Tiny Templeton, Glenn Templeton, Grandpa, but we probably need a bit of explanation, so if someone wants to feed that through, we're happy to pass that on. Lance to serve. Let battle commence.
Maybe something to do with his beard that he used to have.
Jack, shortly. Who is it?
Oh, Michael.
Oh, Mike. Thanks, Mike. So we've got Michael on the ref chair.
Seat.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get Heather a bit later for the major matches. So what are we going to see from Lance here today? A lot of shooting, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a lot of quick rallies, I think. I think he definitely played better second round than he did first round, though. Maybe it was a confidence thing,
Yeah.
even though he was sore.
We're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So another quick start from Lance.
Good look. Glenn had a good look there. Saw Lance running up and did the old cross court.
Pick a side, any side. Yep. Pick the other side, whatever it is.
Smart shot. Lance
Yeah,
read it though.
nice finish.
Lance is very clinical, isn't he, right now?
Well, he loves this court, as we're seeing. And while he's moving well, he's going to punish anything loose for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually thought that was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good, both pick-up and front
And
wall.
front wall, yeah.
But it was very skinny on both.
Bit of chat already on the court there.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that today, for sure. Oh my lord. That's the kind of rally Lance wants to play, but kind of needs the ball to go up. Bit slow to the front there. Suddenly it's 5-all. Well, the longer this game is, the better it is for Glenn, I guess.
Oh,
Oh, it's a good get. Bit generous. How often have you played Glenn?
actually, the
What have you
last
done?
time I played Glenn, I lost.
Where was that?
Oceania's,
Oh, really?
2019. Yeah.
Or was that after you lost to Anthony? Was it that one? At Remuera.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all, were we?
After I lost 3 love. In about 20 minutes.
Two-point cushion for Glenn.
We played a lot though, actually, before that.
Yeah. So what's the age difference? He's 18, you're 19?
19, yeah.
A year and a bit?
A year and a bit, yeah.
So you would have played in the age groups quite a bit?
Yeah, so every second year.
Yeah.
I think I played him.
Oh, good hands there. Yeah, nice width as well.
For some reason, I think I've come up against Elijah more than Glenn though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe something to do with seedings.
That's just the way these things play out, isn't it?
Yeah. I think most times I should play Elijah.
So did you win any of those age group titles?
I won North Islands last year.
Oh yeah. Is that your only one?
That's the only one I ever won.
Yeah.
Oh, I won South Islands actually a couple times.
Oh yeah, come on. That's
doesn't really count though, does it?
not quite the same,
yeah,
champ.
It's not quite the same. No nationals titles. I think the best I did was 3rd.
Wow.
Never made a final.
We might do better in senior nats this year.
Yeah, actually.
If it's on.
If it's on, if I'm here.
Yeah, that's true. Nice shot. That's a great shot. Well, he ties it up, 2 fat ladies, and interesting couple of points coming up.
Ooh.
Oh. How annoying is that as a player when you're told to make more effort?
Yeah,
it's fair enough. Though.
I think he was actually through to play that ball though.
Yeah, he could have. He didn't want to run into Lance. Nice hands.
Not quite wide enough there.
Yeah.
Heather's made her appearance.
Yeah, cheering away for Glenn. So what's your experience, with your experience, playing Glenn, what's he like to play? He's a big lad.
Yeah, he's a big lad, and he's got good shots. Yeah, I think you have to move him around quite a lot.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite hard because he's so tall.
Now, he's famous for having a really good first game normally, isn't he?
Yes.
But obviously Lance is going to be the king of that today.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Clinching that one out.
So Lance Beddoes, 1 game to love?
I think Glenn's probably not used to trying to make the rallies as long as he can, but in this case, that's what he's got to do.
Yeah, that's right.
So can he do it is the question.
I think he's going to be able to get away with not super long rallies if he can win one of those first 3 games, obviously, and then he'll get a chance to get into Lance's fitness.
Yeah. I actually thought Glenn was going to win the first.
Well, it looked like it, didn't he? Got a lead.
Yeah, he did get a little lead.
And then just dropped off a little. Yeah, when we saw him play here last year in the satellites and the PSAs, the matches that he lost, he often won the first game or certainly put in very, very good performances in the first. And then his level would just drop a little in the second, third, and against the stronger senior players, they'd then sort of push their way through and get the result.
Yeah.
But he had some great results, won first round matches. He played Mo Mosse, didn't he, in one of them?
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is a nice draw for the lad.
Yeah.
And had some good results in the satellites as well.
Also won the under-19 national age group title.
That's right, yeah, that was a huge win.
Yeah, it was a big win for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice title to win, obviously, and he's won a few titles, I think, hasn't he? Under 11s and others on the way through, so...
Probably won every single one, maybe.
Pretty close, I would think. Certainly one to check. Thank you.
Good honesty there from Lance.
He likes firing those in, Glenn. He's had a few goodies, actually. The highlights
the
reel.
forehand nick, eh?
A couple of dead rollers,
wall.
yeah. He really thinks of it.
Oh, good hold straight there. Good quality of shot after that hold as well.
Good time for Glenn to get a couple of points here, I think. She's sort of gotten Lance moving a little bit, and if you can get some accuracy and a few longer points,
Yeah.
it's a chance to get some quick points and get back on level terms.
He's definitely started a bit better this game, hasn't he?
Yeah.
'Cause he lost 3 points in that last game quite quickly.
Yes. That's the danger with Mr. Beddoes.
Yeah.
Feed him it and they'll put it away. Notice Glenn boasting a lot the last few matches. Needs to get him up.
I think Lance is doing quite well at twisting and turning Glenn because he's got quite a big frame. Probably
Yes.
hurts him a bit more than other players.
Yeah. He's got that huge reach, hasn't he? He's one step to
One
any
step
corner
to
of the
ball.
court, but going
Like
the other
that.
way is a bit harder.
Yeah.
That's a nice lunge in there.
It's just one big step, isn't it? Counter drop. It's quite nice to watch.
Yeah, and he's very, very solid, really eased into that. Hit the tight counter drop. Well, I have to say, no momentum really or pattern in this game yet. No, it's a good shot. So you had out with Lance on Thursday?
Yeah,
His
Thursday.
first day out of quarantine.
Yeah.
And do you pick anything up from that yourself if you get to play him later on in the year?
Well, it was short and sharp, just 15 minutes, so it's quite hard to get anything out of a short hit. But
Shot, Glenn.
definitely notices he's still got his great racket skills,
Yeah.
but maybe not quite as fit as he used to be. So I think in a couple months, when he gets his fitness, he might be playing a bit better.
It was down, bro.
I thought it was down.
So we're playing elect, fair enough.
I think Lance's court awareness is getting better and better each game.
Yeah.
I think his shot quality has always been really good, but I think he's,
He's pretty hungry. He's getting very quickly onto the ball.
Yeah, he is.
Obviously, when it's a forward movement and he's going in that direction, he's very fast. Changing is a different matter, but quite good speed. 2-point cushion for Glenn. He's just managing to make Lance stretch enough to affect his shot quality. Oh, good kill. Nice finish. So we're tied up 1-1. Now, Tim's, you're studying, aren't you, bro? So what are you studying?
I'm studying a Bachelor of Science and majoring in chemistry.
Cool. And you did chem. Why was that again?
To be honest, it's probably my best subject. It's the subject I like the most at school.
Okay.
So it's really what I enjoyed the most, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Got to get the old grades up.
Yeah, exactly.
The old point average.
Exactly.
The old GPA. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you full-time last year? And then almost full-time this year, a little bit, one paper off full-time, isn't it? Yeah.
2 papers off full-time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So how do you find that managing, look, I know the answer to this obviously, but
of course you do. Of course
how
you do.
do you find managing study and squash? Because it's not easy to have 2 masters, is it?
Yeah, no, I find it quite stressful. I think balancing it is quite important. And I think I definitely need to be better at managing my time, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do find it quite stressful at times. But I think it's quite good, especially when I lose squash, gives me something else to focus on. You know.
Yeah, that's quite helpful.
Yeah, so it's helpful at times, and then it's quite stressful at times. But yeah, getting through it slowly.
Yeah, well, you seem to break up the day really well. I mean, you're quite disciplined from what I can see. You do your study portions here and there, and it breaks up a pro squash player's day, especially, I mean, you know, you've been living in the centre here, and you've got, it's just squash. So being able to get into a corner and study is probably a nice break, isn't it?
Yeah, a nice break, gets my mind off it.
Yeah,
definitely. I think with the less papers as well, it's made it a bit easier.
No, cool. Okay, so we're back on, and it's impossible to predict this because we thought that Lance might gas out against Leo, and it went all the way to 5 and setting in the 5th. So we cannot write him off. He's not going to give up here, is he?
Definitely not. And I think it is going to be quite hard to predict just because there hasn't been a real pattern yet, has there? It's just been someone plays well, then drops off, and the other plays well, then drops off. So I think the start of each game is quite important when it comes to matches like these. Because if you can get that good start.
Well, I think what we saw there, if you can take something out of Lance's lungs in the first few rallies, then he's not going to get any cheap points.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That's a nice log.
Great lift.
Oh, shooting.
I was off the sidewall there. Wasn't a bad serve. I think both players are volleying the serves. That must mean the walls aren't too wet.
Yeah, I don't think it is yet. It's raining here quite heavily. But it's not like last week where it was quite slippery, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, last week was it was quite slippery. That's why I thought it'd be quite bad because it's raining again. Oh, great counter drop.
Good touch. So he's out to a 4-1 lead, and he's got Lance moving, which is good for Glenn.
I like how Glenn doesn't really panic. Whether he's losing or winning, it's normally the same, eh?
It doesn't seem to. He's quite hard to read.
Yeah, he is.
Which is, I mean, good on him. Maybe he should play poker.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's tight, brother.
Shot.
Well, I'm expecting Lance is going to give up on this one, but
Yeah.
unless he wants to practice a shot. There we go. Oh. There we go. Confirmed my theory.
Confirmed. From the man himself. Well, I'm well on track for my prediction.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Which isn't normally the case, is it?
Yeah, let's say you wouldn't make a good gambler on squash, that's for sure. Actually, Joel did well last night. He picked you to win in 3.
Oh, did he?
And I called him up on that because, look, everyone always goes in 4, don't they?
Yeah, they always go for you. Like, you always want to say 3, but it's not normally 3.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, come on.
Be realistic.
Man up or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Make a decision. But well, after this one, we got a huge match. Guys play each other at a time. Leo, Elijah. Elijah's had probably the better results recently, but that should be a goodie as well, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting a goodie from there. I think Leo should be quite confident after his match yesterday.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Playing well, yeah. Especially in that 3rd and 4th yesterday against Joel. I think that was really good squash from him. It's just whether he can do it from the start today.
Yeah, I mean, Elijah tends to grind him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So this court will help him. It'll reward his good shots.
Have they played yet on this court?
Oh, good question.
I don't actually recall them.
Yeah. No,
maybe the first week.
So both players will be looking for a quick start here. I felt Glenn was, obviously Lance has slowed a little, so it makes it a bit easier for Glenn, but he was just a bit quicker on the ball, hunting it a bit more, realising that he can't dally at all, he's got to get onto it quickly.
Yeah.
And if he can do that at the start of this game, he might be able to close it out quickly.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Definite change in his aggression, from that first game.
Yeah.
A bit more aggressive, taking the ball a bit earlier. A bit more aware too.
Shot. That's that boast again.
He's probably the best New Zealand player to play that 3-wall boast, when he gets it right.
Well, it's very flat, doesn't it? Very hard and flat.
Is that how he does
And if he gets the angle right,
that's
it's
good,
it can be tough to play. Just got to keep it out of the tin.
Yeah. Oh, read that one.
It's a good kill.
I like how Glenn's used his hard kills and also his lobs, making Lance stretch a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's not just cut line, you know?
No, he does use his physical height and strength to slap those kills in. And I think the lob is something I've noticed more of in the last few months.
Yeah.
That he's playing a lot more and much better quality too, which is a credit to him because you need it in the pro game. That's a good hole.
That's a good shot. We've done that a few times now.
For all, Lance is back in the game. Ref says enough for him to play it. Well, fair enough. Good description.
Oh,
Excessive lobbage on that one.
yeah, out of the court. Nearly out the arena.
Both players struggling to find the back corners.
Yeah.
There's no rhythm in the game, obviously.
I think the ball started off a bit as well now,
Yeah.
especially.
Maybe we are going to 5 after.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to get it off Lance's racket.
A few quick points at the end of this game.
Not seeing a lot of back corners, I have to say.
Oh,
Nice
great
bit of reception there. 16 it is, bro. So Lance takes that one, 2-all.
2-all.
Fifth and final coming up. Prediction, Jacqueline?
I said Glenn and Paul.
It's getting chilly, bro.
Huh?
Getting a bit chilly.
Nah, it's all good.
Not your day at the office, bro.
Nah, not today.
Yeah, at the moment. I think you're going to get it.
Yep.
When you were sort of thrashing the slack, and then you were
Third game.
consoling it was good. You had a good start in overtime, and then you just
Yeah, I was trying to place the points there, bro.
I mean, so I mean, if you're winning, don't change. Keep going. But I know you're trying to play the so you just got to.
Screaming like we can
And the thing is, like, you had so much fun, and then he did you a cross court, so you could hold it for the minute, and you lose the opportunity to get back in, you know? Fifth and final, getting our money's worth again from Lance. Oh, it's a good read. That's really annoying as a player. You think you've done everything right. 2-all, 1-all, doesn't get tighter than this. Oh, shot. Shooting. Don't think Glenn really wants to take Lance on in a short game. Oh. Good place from Glenn, set that up. It's a good shot. Lance is continuing with the chat, trying to get back into this. Nice shot. Well, we saw at the end of the third game that do you need it, Lance? When Glenn sped his movement up, put a bit of pace on the ball, he looked good. Great rally here, albeit a miss hit. Good length. Bit of tension now as we get to the business end of this match. Lance is trying everything. That's tight. That's a quality live from Glenn. Very high quality shot from Glenn, and then he was able to jump on the next one, put in the quick boast. Oh. Unbelievable pickup from the young lad. Oh, very ambitious there. May live to regret that one. Bit lucky there, Lance, I think. Momentum fooled the ref into thinking he was going to get there. So he lives again. 7-9. Oh, it's a good shot. Loves a serve down the middle, does Lance. Won a lot of points on it. Why not? We're all tied up. It is very tight. Got our first match ball. Well, he went for it. Didn't pay off. We're going long, ladies and gentlemen. Lance loves his court time. Obviously hasn't had enough in the last 3 months. Trying to get the maximum here. First to 13, no need to be 2 points ahead. Decent call from the ref there. It's a very dead ball. So Lance takes the lead. Oh, it's a great reach. Oh, helter-skelter stuff there. So we're tied up again. Good lob, nice fan shot. And another one. Another match ball. Good match, guys. So Glenn gets it 3-2. Short break, and then we've got Elijah Thomas and Leo Fatialofa. survived that one, brother. Shit. To survive that one.
I don't think I got a call right at it.
Actually, none of them were horrendous. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, you kind of, at least you stuck to your guns, right? You're not going to, a few of them, yeah, I mean, it's easy on the weekend. Like that one where you gave the net and Glenn had it. The ball
did maybe you know, when right at the end of the match, when the shot was
Like in the net in the middle of the ball.
yeah, and he was at the front, and like when reaction body and Lance went to get it, that was the best thing. Yeah, it's different because you can argue, you want to see what they do.
It's far away, but I can't tell from behind.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to do some refereeing? Actually, Hick is in the house, isn't she? The boys feeling down there. Oh my god. That's a huge match. What have you been up to, Champ? Yeah?
Watching the young fellow pinball.
Oh yeah, bouncing around this guy, yeah. He's a character, isn't he?
He's getting better every
It's getting better, yeah. Slowly, very slowly. But this is getting correct.
just a few.
What about you, mate? You been playing?
Big one.
You been playing twice?
I've been playing.
Oh yeah. Make a difference.
Thanks, Freddie. I'll
Yeah, cheers, bro.
catch you maybe some lunch this week. I might come through or
Yeah, sounds good.
next week, no doubt.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Later, dude. Yo. Yeah, four more weeks, I think, and then some break. It's like a 12-week term.
It's weird, isn't it? North Island's coming up. North Island Juniors. Yeah, oh no, this is off. Yeah, but that's all. Yeah, but you can't. Well, you can't really hear it. I mean, see it's quite fun. Just so it takes over.
This is a brilliant thing you do.
Oh, it's cool actually. We've had decent views. It's good for the guys to have something. I don't like it. I mean, I know. Yeah, we've had a lot of comments. Yeah, it's been good. It's been really cool. There's nothing else going on. Oh, look, he pulled out today. got a place. Yeah, we'll work out.
Yeah, I've been
So I'll send you the live stream.
coming back tomorrow.
Nice of you to make it, man. How are you today? That's all right. It's okay. It's all right. That's fine. You're a clean freak. You're a neat freak. So where are you been? Hopefully them. Yeah, hopefully they'll let you back in. Who would know?
It's longer open in 2 weeks, is it?
Northland's open, yeah.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, no, they just put it up, which is good. So we should see what sort of. I imagine they'll get a decent deal.
I think that nothing been on.
Yeah.
So we're back with the classic contest between these two guys. Played each other over and over in junior events. Good start from Elijah, and Leo just showing his skills there again, chopping that one in. A lot of short stuff today. It is cooler. Sometimes the guys forget that when it's cooler, the back corners are just as effective as the front corners, but we'll probably see a bit more length in the final, I would hope, but who knows. Lots of good shooting here. Elijah doesn't really want to play Leo at the front if Leo's moving this well, so we'll be interested to see how he adjusts his tactics. Hitting the frame always helps. Both these guys have played well in this event. I mean, it's a definite opportunity to get back playing before the formal season starts, and they've both played pretty well actually, considering 2 months off. He's gone through and played that. That's good squash. Elijah's been very good down this backhand side. Volley drops, straight drops. It's an area of his game that's his stock means of applying pressure. Generally, you don't want to make it too easy for him. So Leo with the lead. That's a great shot. Smart shot down the middle as well. Hit a few of those Friday against Lance, and they're working again tonight. Oh. Yeah, shooting. Not too many long rallies, a lot of quick-fire rallies. More Leo style of game, but Elijah's fighting back. Oh. Very entertaining squash. The old corkscrew chucked in there. These guys have played a lot in the last few years, and at the start of the year we had a satellite series here in the Auckland Open, a 6K, and they played each other in every single tournament. Elijah had the better results, but Leo was very good at getting quick starts and dominating before he got ground down a few times. Be interested to see how it plays out tonight. Nice shooting. So we're tied up at 9-all. Both players blowing a little bit, but good get from Elijah. He takes the first game, 11-9. 1 game to love. Absolutely. So we're back on. It's a quality rally from Leo. Elijah frustrated at his shot selection there. We had a couple of good matches with these two last night. Leo was looking down and out at 10-4 and 2 love down and took Joel to 5. Amazing performance. If you get a chance to watch the replay of that match, he had an incredible number of slots in those 3rd and 4th games, so definitely watch that. And Elijah had a rematch with Timwar, and 1st and 3rd games were pretty tight, but he got bageled in the 2nd. But he's back here today, and he's fired up, and he's back on the horse like a young pro. Good on him. Oh. It's a 2-all here. That's a great lob. All of these guys have got a lot better at their lobs, and it's very necessary on these glass courts. Shooting. He's running away with it at the moment. Leo's just putting too many balls on his racket, and his short game has definitely improved in the last few months. Commentator's kiss of death there. That's a good shot. Leo's very dangerous shooting from behind a player. He's a tall lad, he's strong, and if he's balanced, he's dangerous from any part of the court. He's got Elijah moving hard here. Oh, well, Leo just turned 17 just prior to the first Premier League 3 weeks ago. Elijah, I think, is 18 or 17. So a couple of young guys. They've both been on PSA for just over a year as a result of the various satellites that we've run here in New Zealand. Really just to get experience so that when they do want to travel and take on the big boys, they've got a ranking and they can get into events. There's some view that a PSA ranking helps with seedings into junior events, but that's still to be determined. Doesn't seem to work as obviously as people would think. So some good play here for Elijah, and he takes a 4-point lead, 9-5, 2 to go. Oh. Well, that's what we saw last night, a bunch of those just dying in the nick. Harsh but fair. Always annoying when you think you've had a winning shot and you get a stroke, but he couldn't clear that one. And Leo was coming in like a steam train. Oh, he's done it again. He said you can see it coming, but he can't do anything about it. That's a great length. 2 games to love, Elijah.
I always find those strokes quite funny.
Why?
Because the players, they think they've hit such a good shot.
Oh,
And you know what? And they think that their opponent's so far out of position.
such,
That's so obvious.
It was such a fantastic shot, but he just like
I remember, like, I used to have massive arguments with Jobs over a year ago when he'd be lunging, he had a very deep lunge in the front, and he's made a very, very tight counter drop, and then he'd clear straight back to the tee and give them stroke against them. So it was just, he'd argue with you and get all uptight, and then afterwards say, we have a big chat about Arscott. And I just say to him, look, dude, you don't have an automatic right to return to the tee. It's not a defence that the ball's tight, or that you've had a great shot. It's not good enough. You're in the way. It's a stroke ball. And now he doesn't. He plays that shot less and less. He's in a situation it's a straight line or he only plays it if he goes. But the thing is, you're just doing him a favour because, you know, if he keeps playing in the game, he's going to stroke out the player by decent.
And then he starts to get arguing, and then he's off the good.
Exactly. Yeah.
15 seconds. There it is.
Well, we're back at the start of the third game. I'm looking for a fight back here from Leo. I'm looking for him to slot a few balls. But Elijah knows his game so well that I know he'll be fighting very hard to not let him back in. So let's just see what happens. That's a great shot. That's what happens when you're playing someone you've played about 100 times and they are pretty good at reading your flicks. Well, they got the jaws and went the other way, so we'll buy that one for $1. That's well straightened. What happened? Oh, who is it? Bit of blood there. Who? Leo. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So a bit of blood on the knuckle for Leo there. Wasn't obvious to us off the court. It's just got a friend, Glenn, putting a bandage on, I think. It's always difficult. It's always difficult with blood in that you really aren't allowed to have it bleed again, and it's not allowed to show, so you've got to have dark bandages or a black pen to paint over the dark bandages, over the clear bandages, sorry, if the blood comes through. And then obviously when it's your striking hand, to get a plaster to stay on your striking hand is just about impossible. So a lot of players who are experienced will get the gauze type bandages in various sizes for elbows and knees because they tend to stay a little better, and you can tape those and they can hang loose and cover the wound. There's a lot of discussion about the blood rule in squash. I think originally when it came out, everyone was satisfied with the rules and the intent. But as years have gone by, there's been a few unusual impacts from the rules, and I think it's probably an area of the game that some people would like to see the rule reviewed and perhaps changed a little bit. Well, Leo's back on court. Doesn't look bandaged up, so hopefully he's okay. We had a question before about the white ball. Look, we generally find that if the guys are playing a fast-paced game, it will tend to die off, as any ball will do, whether it's black or white. If the guys are playing short, sharp rallies like they are here, with the cooler weather we've got in Auckland at the moment, the ball will definitely die off. The glass court absorbs a little bit of energy, so the court plays bigger than a normal plaster court. Because of that, the ball tends to die in both the front and back. So we're back playing 2-all. The other thing about a white ball is it doesn't have the carbon black that a black ball has. So it doesn't have the grip, and the glass is a different material to a plaster court. So you'll see on the glass that the ball will often cling to the sidewall a little more than a black ball will. So just these little differences. In terms of the court, you've got twice the brightness in the lights and often fewer lights than some of the older club setups. So adjusting to the lights, adjusting to the fact that you can see through the glass sometimes, are all things that people need to do to acclimatise to these glass courts. This one's slightly different from some of the show courts in that it's got a permanent wooden floor, so it's slightly better quality than a lot of the temporary floors you see on the tour. We're playing a let here. Caught the jam in the back wall nick, and it has that appearance where you're not sure if it's bounced twice or not. Oh, great shot. So Elijah managing to keep his nose in front, which is rather wise in this circumstance. Yeah, it's good squash. So he's got a nice 3-point cushion, which is not safe against Leo, but better than being 3 points behind, that's for sure. Well, that's the benefit of a reaction volley, bodyline shot, and he's back within one. Very high quality counter drop there from Elijah. It's an area where he's really improved in his game. We've got our first match ball. That's it. 3-love. So Elijah takes that 3-love, and we'll have a short break for a few minutes, and then we'll have the main event. I was hoping that was going to be closer. How about you? Yeah, he's lost to him several times. He can occasionally check out.
The same thing with the last match with Joe and Cameron.
That'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, the last time I saw him play, Joe kind of lost the focus.
Well, he won one of the games, but he didn't play well. No, it's yeah. I mean, the thing is, people think that these guys have been hitting during the lockdown and stuff like that, that they've got a huge advantage, which they do. They play on the score. But everyone gets paid on the score. All these guys are paid. They're paid enough on the score that it's not a disadvantage for them. And to be honest with you, until this event came on, for the last sort of 6 months, my guys have played almost exclusively on the plastic because all of the satellites before that summer series the COVID days, they were all on plastic courts, so they haven't been playing on the glass until very recently with this thing. But what I was trying to say is that even though they've been hitting like in the ground fitness, the other guys have been hitting as well. Some of the guys have been and some of them it is what it is. But even if you're well prepared, if you train for 2 months, it's not the same as playing matches. It's not. We all know that, right? And it's the same for them. So they're kind of learning how to play matches again. Just with a little bit of adrenaline, the extra speed, the extra pressure, that kind of thing. So they're having to figure it out. Timo was playing amazing up until Templeton, and then he just started falling off at Whakatane, and then he got his brains blew out again, and he had to take a break from training, and kind of lost his game playing. Even when he won this event 2 weeks ago, the rest of us were playing and he lost to a right master. So he's just started to come right. Like last night, we played 2 games very well, and then the 3rd game was just so random, he sort of fell off again. But he got away with it and got through. Yeah, so the one's coming up, yeah. Look, the thing was, it's just taking him a long time over there. He did have access to a club, where you said, and then they got canned. And I think he'd just been there too long without squad. Like if he'd been over there and was still on his own playing and training, that would be okay. You know what I mean? And if he was, but because anyway, so we just put the other big thing. Well, there was 2 big things really that changed things. The first thing was the UK had not closed the borders. So one of the reasons he stayed here was because we were worried that he would be able to get back there. Right? Because if he was staying there, once he leaves, what if they close the borders? You can't get in. But they kept the doors open. So that was one thing that we were worried about. We don't have to worry about. And the second thing was really that it still may not happen, but I spoke to the guy who's running the Australian Open a couple of days ago, and he confirmed that he was all right. In the borders. And so then we were like, well, if we can get there with these flights and we can get in, we're going to go to that. And there's no other PSA's been paid anywhere else in the world at the moment. I don't know if they're still doing it in India or not, but I was going to say, so it was kind of like, it was like staying in the UK and not be able to hit for a couple of months and who knows what. or come back here and hit and play these events and whatever. So
Was he active?
yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, so that's what he's doing. So he flies back in on Saturday, and then 2 weeks quarantine, and then he's back playing. So I mean, the guys are pretty excited because in fact, we're all pretty excited because it's good dude, and we're good that. And actually, I think the experience has been good for us.
Some safety shoes on for.
I have, yeah.
Hey, I just sorry. Just
You know,
sorry,
you know.
I just Susie Simcock died.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know she was ill.
Me either.
Yeah. I mean, I thought she was still doing stuff.
Yeah.
And her name pops up every now and then, still.
I
And,
don't know if you know, she's a legend in squash. Susie Simcock. She's been the president of the world squash. I can believe.
The boss is getting it, brother.
Another fourth row.
You buy them off me, bro.
Right. Who's going to win this one? Oh, lots of noise. Lots of noise. Who's going to win?
Who's your money?
Oh, I can see you up the chain. Right? And if Teamwell loses, he just carries on.
He does. He does something. You're not wrong.
Well, Teamwell.
exactly who wins. So I'll give you a cliche. This is, yeah. What's your calls? We know she's biased now.
I should be there. I should be there with her.
Hey, you can do it. I'll watch. Hey, I've just been biased, yeah.
Yes, that's just the good stuff, yeah. The secret sauce.
SquashXL men's final between John Arscott to receive, Chileshe to receive, to serve, with 5 games double.
Heather's struggling with the pronunciation there. No excuses. She's been reffing the Chileshe boys for a very long period of time. But there you go. The main event, and Temua's looking strong and focused. He's got his mum here tonight, so a little bit more incentive for him to put out a good performance. I think Joel's thinking that one's out. This is the ideal match for me because I normally have to coach these dudes between games, and because they're playing each other, I get the day off, which is rather cool. And I also get to share the secret sauce with people that are watching, and they can find out a little bit about these guys and what we try and do. So we're playing a lead on that line, and that's fair enough. The ironic smile on Temua's face. Don't be fooled, folks. He's a lovely guy, but he's very strong-minded.
He just like came up to me and was like, "Oh, Joel wants you to coach me." I was like, sure, we got it.
Good luck with that, chilling up, yeah. First point on the board for Joel. Tim makes the mistake, 2-love. Yeah, so going back to ranting as I was before, there's certain things I'm looking for here. Both guys are working on different things, and I want to see Temua stick to his game plan. He played 2 awesome sets last night against Elijah, and then he fell off a horse and played 2 unstructured in the 3rd game. Got away with it, good on him, but so really looking for him to recapture the control and the choices that he had. A bit of a soft stroke there. That's a nice shot. So obviously these guys, they live together, they trained together, and now they're competing against each other. So they kind of know each other's games pretty well. What I found quite amusing today was that Joel was like, "Oh, I'm not sure how to play him," and I had to laugh because I understand what he was getting at, but he kind of ought to know what to do. Quite different mindsets for these two. Very different players, very different attitudes. Temua's appears to be more happy-go-lucky. Joel's a bit more intense. Rubs a lot of people up the wrong way. Can't imagine what that's like, but so two very, very different personalities, and they play very differently as well. Joel's jumped out to a 5-1 lead. Temua's just making a couple of errors. Not quite settled into the patterns he'd like to play, I'm sure. So the guys have turned into little TV stars. They've been on the national news a couple of times in the last month. Done a few radio interviews here in New Zealand, and also just this week did a slot for the Around the Court podcast. I was on their second episode last week. It's a podcast put together by Peter Nicol, Arthur Gaskin, a couple of the other guys from North America. No, I don't think only one of them's Canadian, but Irishman, a Scotsman. So the guys had their interview on Friday. Got quite a lot of exposure from all of this media work. And this has got Heather thinking. It's good experience for them. Joel's 20, Tim was 19. So the young guys and the exposure they've got recently in terms of dealing with the media has really helped them mature as individuals. It's been a great experience. That's a good pickup. Shooting. Loss of accuracy there from Joel, and Temua punished it. Temua had a good start to the year. Won the Red Beach Open, which is a local tournament. A little patchy at Henderson, and then came through and won his first PSA satellite at Eden Epsom, the Doug Flint Memorial, sponsored by Barfoot and Thompson. Played very well in that tournament, got a good draw, took advantage of it. Bit lucky, I think. Yeah, so Timo had a good run. Joel, not so much. A little bit in a bad headspace start of the year, and just trying to find his way back now, and starting to play a lot better. Guys have been doing a lot of cycling, so in the lockdown we said let's do an endurance block, and they got out on the road bikes and did the Ks. Joel did his first 100 plus K ride a few weeks ago, and they've had a lot of fun doing that. It's been a good way of dealing with difficulty of the lockdown period. So I mean, as a coach, I don't mind my players having a conversation with the referee if it helps them process the situation and move on. So if Joel plays well from this point on, good on him. If he's distracted and lets the decisions get to him, then he shouldn't be out the back of the court talking to the referee. Oh, that's a good squeeze. So Tim tightened it up, brought it back to 4-5. That's a good rally. That's good quality rally from both guys. No lack of intensity here on this court. Guys aren't playing for a lot of prize money, but there's a lot of pride and there's a lot of intensity, let me tell you. Great lob. Stunning shot. It's one thing Thames has been working on this week is getting those lobs up. Certainly paid off then. That's tight. Bit of traffic here. Oh. So conduct warning for Joel there, arguing with the ref. That's a good shot. Both players are quite good at taking a strong backhand volley position and having a choice of shot. Tim was probably the better at it, but Joel demonstrated he's pretty handy at it too. Oh. Play late. Definite high intensity here. Both players frustrated with each other. Need to get the boxing gloves out after this one, I think. That's a good hold and hit from Joel. And he gets a game ball. He takes the first game. Very scrappy first game with contact. Very high intensity. Joel gets a confirmation of the contact warning there. We'll be back in 2.
You're earning your money. Of course, that's exactly the whole thing.
In the middle when Tina was there and Joel went that way. I mean,
Yeah, no, it is. It was a beautiful.
probably wouldn't have put it.
No, I mean, the thing is, yeah, I mean, Tim actually pushed him out of the way. He felt like he pushed him out of the way, which I had to come back to fix his ball. But he should have called. He actually went through the play.
It's like too late for him. Well, I'm just going to tell him. You know, I'm just no more pushes this. I'll just hang them.
Yeah, no,
It's not good. It's not good squash to watch.
I mean, it's entertaining.
Yes, but it's
But
not.
it's not good quality. Yeah.
No.
Oh no. Oh, there we go. Two comments from the ladies.
15 seconds. Oh, I'm sure there will be. I don't really care.
We've got a few comments coming through on the live chat. So if anyone's watching this, feel free to vent or otherwise comment on the live chat. Both players getting the warning here from the referee, Heather Finley, to play a bit more cleanly. Quite a bit of biff in that first one. Nice finish from Timwa. Joel's a bit slow getting to that. Shouldn't play that shot if he's not able to get up there and cover it. Good hunt from Timwa. Well, Joel's guilty at the moment. He's played 3 shots in a row that he can't cover. And he's gone short on a couple and played shots to the front that he's not getting up to cover. So definitely not the kind of patterns that he's looking for. Timwa stepped up. He's volleying a lot more. He's hunting a bit more. And he's getting the result. Shocking flick, gets away with it. That's a good length. So that's what you got to do. Find the back corners. Not all the time. The court's got 4 or 6 corners, depending on how you coach. But when it's cold like this, the guys always default to the front. And as I said much earlier in the broadcast, the back's just as good on this court as the front. That's a good length. Oh, it's a great shot. Tough for Thames there. Joel's ball was up, his pickup was up, but the referee is at a slight angle and she was unsighted, and she's done the right thing for her to ask for them to play a let. Thames is getting pretty frustrated here. Both these guys have a elevated sense of injustice when things aren't quite going their way, so they're both bristling at the moment. That just clung the side wall. We've got a ridiculous gesture of honesty from Tim. He's playing that ball in, and so we're playing a let. Good character. Another tight one. Well, with the angle you guys see, these balls may not appear as tight as they are, but we're a little bit more side on giving the commentary, and this ball is absolutely glued to the side wall down here, I can tell you. That's a great get. Smart play from Joel to milk that one. Just managed to clip the shoulder on the way through and made it look pretty obvious. Ah, sorry. Yeah. So 6-3. Ball's dying off a bit here. We've had a few bitty points, and it's definitely slowing down. Nice work down this backhand side. That draws the area. We're just seeing better quality in Tenwa's attacks now compared to last week. The straight drops are tighter and straighter. He's now got 6 game balls. Slaughtered. That's a good shot. So we're tied at 1-1. Back in 2 minutes.
He's just gone. Tim's just gone in front, though, hasn't he? He's gone in front and he hasn't got it in front, but he could get it.
Oh, you definitely could get it.
Yeah. So he's done the right thing. What Tim used to do is he used to hang back, and then he'd get stuck behind the player, and then he'd be in no net, right?
Yeah.
And then what he would do is he'd push into the player, and then obviously you don't want to hurt him. So what he started to do, which is what Louis does. Louis always goes out. He goes out and around.
Yeah.
Louis does, right? And so he started doing that really at the beginning of this year, before he wouldn't go for the ball. And the problem is, it's good that he does it. The problem is you get to a point where the ball ends up kind of being a little bit behind you, because you've taken a line you don't want to take, because you know you've got to show the ref that you can get to it, you know. And that's why I was feeling that Macy's working at the Open, because Teams was going so far around him that he was literally doubling around and then having to play silly shots. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So
I mean, if you go for it within the strike, and then it's supposed to run the back, because he's not clearing Joel, he's thinking, oh, it was a great shot, but does he don't clear Joel?
and it's got to get
And he's starting to like piss me off with his comments, and it's not going to help him.
No.
It's just like, he doesn't clear. No good standing back and admiring your work.
So we're 26 minutes in, and we've had 2 games, which is, decent quality. Probably a few too many calls. A little bit messy at times with the guys knowing each other so well, but decent intensity. Can Joel come back now and get back to his patterns? Guess we'll find out. Oh, got him. Good variation there. Normally plays that straight and just pulled that across court. Oh, high quality boast. The Chileshe boast, we talked about that yesterday. These guys love firing in the boast. Draws the error and it's back to 2-2. He's got to get that. That's good. Pace has gone up here. I needed to volley that one. Oh. Both players sucking a bit of oxygen here. 3-2 to Thames. Joel just catching the top of the tin. Very high quality rally, that one. Both these players can play these shots from the back. These days everyone trains these shots from all parts of the court, so the risk level is not what perhaps some coaches perceive it to be if they've trained for it and know when to play it. That's a nice cut off. Joel draws the stroke there. It's a nice shot. Good finish. Good finish from Thames. He was frustrated with the pickup. It looked good from here. And Joel played that lob pickup to give himself time to get back in the rally. And he had to do it again on the next shot, but in the end wasn't good enough. The hold and trickle. Oh, he's lucky. He's very lucky there. That's a good shot. So Joel guilty of not hitting such a good shot and then losing concentration. Disappointed with his backhand volley drop and not really stepping up to cover the cross-court kill. He's back on it now. That's a good shot. Nice strong position and then executed the shot pretty well. That's a good hold and punch. Never got into the right position for that. dumped it in the tin. It's a shame because he'd created a good opening with the hole punch. It's good quality. It's harsh. So we're tied up 7-all. There's a lot of banter on and off the court, I can tell you. That's a great shot. Not good enough length from Joel, and Timwa chops it in. A lot of chat on the court. The rivalry between these two is pretty intense right now. None of these guys wants to lose, and oh, that's a gritty. You wouldn't think they were good mates, would you? Joel taking his space. Tim's got a huge smile on his face, but that was the right call. 100%. Timms gets the stroke. Exaggerated by his position, he was actually too close to the ball. But Joel didn't get out of the way. 2 game balls. Joel's best shot there. Sort of soft kill on the backhand, taking it early on the half volley with lots of cut. He's gone for it. Nice hands. That's too good. Good shooting from Timwa, and he takes that one, 11-9, and leads 2 games to 1. You love it, come on, you love it. You love it.
That last one, I'm like, that's why I think about it. It's almost given the space. He just stood in the way, but I don't think it would be a great shot.
That's right, yeah.
And I thank you for the other one when I heard you say it was a cool sort of back straight out, you know, enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, the thing is, Timar didn't see it that well, and he had a smile on his face and he got a lucky stroke, but he didn't because the ball came out and the second bounce was at Joel's toe, and Timar's right there. So I mean, it's a stroke. It is what it is, right?
If he just shut up, Joel,
Yeah, he's just too intense. That's right. He's intense. But he's got to learn that it doesn't work for him. I mean, the thing is, like I said on the thing, I don't mind the guys not so much arguing but having a discussion because it helps them clear their
Oh,
mind.
yeah, totally,
But there's a point where it just becomes irritating.
yeah.
Because
just got to tone it down a bit.
Yeah,
And not do it
exactly.
at all. Because
Just
at the
minute.
moment, it's just at a level that it can hurt him.
It is, it's duking him because 50-50 he's not getting it because I'm getting pissed off at him. He's toned down quite a bit. Okay, he's toned down quite a bit. 15 seconds!
Oh yeah. I mean, look, the thing is, it's he's got different. It's hard for you guys to know. He's got a lot more. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously still too. I mean, the thing is to, and he knows it. And you know, it's good. It's so freaking intense as a game. You know what I mean?
Match was 2-1 to Chileshe to serve level.
So we're back on. Joel's made a shirt change, hoping for the luck of the Irish. The green on. Decent exchange. And the short on short's going to kill him there. A nice hole punch, well rewarded. Very satisfying, he's been working on that. Nice to see that come off. Especially playing someone who knows your game so well. If you can taxi a training partner, you've definitely done the job. Well, we're getting comments through definite 5, but certainly I'd be happy with that, but I'm not so sure. Just get... It's just not wide enough from 10-1. Joel jumps out to a 3-1 lead. A couple of funny movements at the front there from Thames. Hope they're not a sign that he's starting to struggle. That's a great shot. That's tight. Joel's a bit lucky there. So some signs here, Thames is dropping off a little bit, and he's definitely blowing a little bit. It's as much mental as it is physical. We'll see how he handles it. He's gone for that one. Oh, that's going to be a stroke. Well, he dominated that rally, he got it wrong. He's got to do better than that, Joel. Good. Good quick movement from Thames. Hunted that one. And he's got back within one. Saw that one coming. Oh, that's tight. That is so tight. It's been an area of weakness for Thames scraping the balls off at the front when they're tight to the wall. He got that right that time. sloppy area from Joel. Needs to fire up and get some pace and depth going. He's going to get picked off otherwise. That's a huge error. So Joel's letting this get to him at the moment. He's made a couple of bad choices and has given up on the next shot out of sort of total irritation at the shot that he's played. He's got to get back into it and fight for every ball right now. That's tight. He's struggling here to find his composure. It's a bunch of points in a row, and teams is 3-2 away from taking the title. It's a good shot. So is that. So he drags one back with a couple of high quality shots. That's good width. That's a nice shot. That brings up 4 match balls. Good shot. Oh, that's the time to play that one. Oh, he's going for it. Yeah. Well played, guys. So Timwa takes the title, 3-1. Good comeback from dropping out at the semis last week. He'll be happy with his performance. I think obviously there'll be things he'll realise he can improve on, but it's a pretty solid performance. Well composed mentally. He always gives a decent performance in the mental game, teams generally. His issues are more game plan and that kind of thing as opposed to mindset on the court. So he held it together today and got the result. Good on him. Well, that's us for this week. We're back again next week for the final, where we'll switch things up a little bit. We look forward to catching you then.
No problem. Once it come down, I'm fine.
That's good. It's good when it's intense. We like intense. Got a few more comments.
Oh, well, you know, that's what you told me to do back calls when you get some.
Oh, I know, just, like Joel, the people ripping into Joel and that kind of thing.
Oh, did they? Hang on.
No, it's just fair enough. I mean, like, it's entertainment. You want people to be entertained.
Yep. It was entertaining.